Hi guys, welcome to day 13 of 30 Days of Calm. Once more I'm looking forward to just getting into the practice and listening to the fantastic voice of Tamira Levitt, the lady who does the Calm narrative. It's been a super busy day for me. I've been in muddy trenches using what's called a bore drill, never used one before, to bore a hole this wide through a 2.5 foot stone wall. It was built about 200 years ago, and they like to use rocks that's stupidly hard. And so it's taken me 2 days to drill these 2 holes. So I'm having a beer and enjoying myself tonight before I go for a meal. And yeah, let's get on with the practice.
And as we begin, go ahead and take a few deep breaths.
Okay, so there was the meditation. It was nice. I certainly felt very relaxed throughout the whole thing. So today's topic was on the emotions that underlay anger. Very particular for me, this one, because I have always been feisty. Not in the sense of being aggressive, but losing my temper. I'm usually calm and love life and love people, but playing sports perhaps, or grumpy, or not quite in the mood, and something just comes at the wrong time and boom, and straight to 100. In fact, this last weekend I was playing badminton with a friend. I threw my badminton racket at the wall after a miss-hit, after a long frustrating game where I was tired of not playing my all. I was 4-0 down, I missed a shot, and before I could center myself in presence, I'd already thrown my racket across the room. And I was kind of like, whoa, you know, it's a bit scary to see that part of yourself where you have acted in a way that you disapprove, and yet it happened before you really had time to ground yourself in any kind of awareness and calm the situation down. So I accepted it, but I was very aware that it wasn't particularly conscious. It was quite brutal, and it was a little bit scary for myself. And it's perhaps become the greatest teacher for me in my life, because I've realised I get frustrated and angry all the time. Someone pointed out the other day, oh, you're not too fond of that person, are you? And I was like, oh, do I give that away? Does my mannerisms give away that I'm in a certain mood? Apparently they do, which is a great teacher for me. And so yeah, I think finding those places where you get angry and frustrated and accepting, that's a big thing, accepting and welcoming the anger as its pure emotion. And through that, finding, you know, the cause, the reason, can be a really good teacher. It's not to say you should ever just accept yourself going crazy or attacking anyone or anything like that, but at the same time, you know, today I was drilling through a wall with this tool, and I was hit sandstone, and it's a boring I've already talked about it, but I was drilling through, and I think 2 hours in I had made that much distance into this wall, and I was using everything. I was using a jackhammer, I was using a boring drill, I was using chisels and hammers, and I only had this little tiny trench to work in, and it was very hard to swing things, and I was tired and I was hungry, and I felt like defeat, and I yelled at the defeat. I was like, ah, and people hearing that would hear me going, ah. But that's okay, because for me, I was just incredibly frustrated, incredibly worked up, and I was expressing that. People around may have taken the message like, okay, maybe it's not a good time to talk to me, maybe it wasn't a good time to talk to me, and that's the point. It was just that in that moment I needed to express my pure frustration 3 or 4 times at the top of my lungs, because when I finally got through that wall and took that last bit out, it made the whole thing worth it. It was irritating. It took me forever. It would, I imagine, take anyone forever, unless it's someone who's done it plenty of times. But for me, I've never done it before, so it took me forever, and I got really frustrated, and that was okay. But when it comes to person conflict, I've really started to look at that and ask myself the bigger question is, what am I afraid of by getting angry? What's the fear that drives the anger? And that was one of the real key points in the practice today, was what is the fear that drives the anger? If we can look at that fear, can we make ourselves aware of it in our daily life? Okay, here is the culmination of day 13 of 30 Days of Calm. If you watched even a single video vlog so far, and you're watching this right now, all my love, you amazing person. Thank you for giving me your time and space and energy. Much love. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you tomorrow.